title, Whispers Beneath the Pines, The Poisoned Betrayal. In the misty hills of Shimla, Himachal Pradesh, a family once lived under the quaint roof of a peaceful home nestled between endless rows of pine trees. Mahesh and Parvati were a couple who seemed blessed, respected by neighbors, admired by relatives, envied by none. Their 2 sons, Ram and Ganesh, filled their house with innocent laughter that echoed through the tea gardens Mahesh so lovingly tended. Mahesh was an honest man, a hard-working tea farmer who had built his modest fortune leaf by leaf. Out of pure love for Parvati, he invested part of his savings to fulfill her wish, a fashionable beauty parlor and a massage center that soon became the talk of the town. Parvati blossomed under the attention, flaunting her growing business on social media. More and more men flocked to her for her services, and for reasons Mahesh could not quite fathom, his once doting wife seemed to drift further away with each passing day. Then came the sudden shadow that fell over Mahesh's health. He grew pale, weak, and bedridden for months on end. Parvati, busy with her ever-busy parlor, hardly stayed home. Concerned for his worsening condition, the local doctor referred Mahesh to Apollo Hospital, Jasola, New Delhi, where he was transferred with Parvati by his side. Their children, meanwhile, were sent back to the village to stay with their grandmother. For weeks, Mahesh lay in a hospital bed, staring at the ceiling, fighting for breath and reason. Tests after tests revealed something shocking. There were traces of toxic substances in his body, poison that had silently eaten away at him for months. Doctors flushed out what they could, warning Mahesh sternly, "Stay vigilant, never consume anything suspicious again." He left Delhi weak but alive enough to piece together the fragments of a dreadful truth he dared not accept. Back in Shimla, relatives poured in to see Mahesh, but Parvati, acting like the doting wife, insisted he needed more rest. She shooed them away with folded hands and tears that glistened too easily. The house fell silent. Mahesh lay in his room, and Parvati locked the door behind her. Hours later, in the dead of night, a wail pierced through the pine woods. Parvati's cries summoned friends, neighbors, and family. "Mahesh is gone," she sobbed. The household turned into chaos. Mourners arrived one after the other, gasping at the suddenness of his death. But in that sea of mourners stood Mahesh's younger brother, eyes narrowed at the shrouded figure on the bed. "Why is Parvati refusing to lift the cloth?" he wondered. When he peeled it back, a cold shiver ran down his spine. Deep, red bruises wrapped around Mahesh's neck like the ghost of a strangler's hand. Rage replaced grief in an instant. He turned to his mother and whispered, "This isn't right. We must know the truth." When Parvati realized his suspicion, her performance grew more dramatic. Fainting spells, shrieks, desperate pleas. But Mahesh's brother would not be deterred. He lodged an FIR at the Shimla police station and demanded an autopsy. What the post-mortem revealed made headlines the next morning. Mahesh hadn't died naturally. He had been choked to death. The poison had weakened him for months, but on that fateful night, it was someone's hands that had crushed the life out of him. Parvati was arrested that very evening. Under the harsh glare of interrogation room lights, her carefully curated lies unraveled like an old sweater. Her affair with Raj Thakur, a wealthy, charming client who frequented her massage center, was the spark that lit this tragedy. Divorce would cut her off from Mahesh's wealth, so she chose the slow route of poison. When that failed, lust and fear did the rest. She described it in a chilling confession how Mahesh stumbled upon her and Raj in the bedroom that night. Weak but furious, he confronted them. Cornered, they panicked. Parvati lunged first, her hands wrapping around his neck. Mahesh fought back feebly, but Raj pinned him down. His windpipe crushed under their grip. Mahesh breathed his last as the shadows of betrayal danced in his tearful eyes. The children, now orphans of a love turned sinister, grew up under the care of their grandmother, the pines whispering the truth that no one would ever forget. And in that small town in Shimla, people still speak of the day a cup of poison, an ounce of lust, and a betrayal so cold stole a father from his sons. Whispers Beneath the Pines, The Poisoned Betrayal. A story that reminds us that sometimes the deadliest poisons don't come in bottles, but in the heart that promises to love you forever.
If you like our story, please like and subscribe our channel. Thank you.